Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got more TF2 commentary. Playing as a scout on Granary, and it feels like it has been a while since I've played scout properly. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm using the stock scattergun, stock pistol for a change, and the candy cane. By the way, that scout that I just killed blocked my path to a perfect rollout and then some on middle, but then again he did pay the price as well as the other scout. So I'm all fine with that. Anyway, the stock pistol is something I don't like to use myself due to the spread on the bullets. I hope you guys understand that. I might make a video about it in the future if you guys want to, but I actually figured I had something else equipped, but there you go. It actually came in handy during this gameplay anyway, so everything worked out in the end. But without further ado, candy cane. And the candy cane is a weapon I initially never really enjoyed using, basically because of the explosive vulnerability that you get with it. The candy cane itself doesn't have any kind of damage penalty or attack speed penalty or whatever. It's basically the same as the bat. It just gives you 25% more vulnerability to explosives, which is kind of a big deal. But on every kill you make, no matter how you kill, maybe with your primary, secondary, or of course the candy cane itself, as long as you make the kill, a small health pack is dropped, which is kind of awesome. And then those two things are those are making the candy cane. And they actually cause some interesting effects. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. Because like I stated, I wasn't initially thinking that the candy cane would bring me as much entertainment as it did. Because I don't like to use weapons that make me more vulnerable. And the only exception to this rule is the pocket pistol for the scout, because it gives you more health, while making you more vulnerable to fire damage. But beyond that, any weapon that makes you more vulnerable directly is a weapon I don't really use preferably. Anyway, talking about the explosive damage, it's kind of a nasty thing if you think about it a little bit more than just from taking more damage, because if you are fighting as a scout against soldiers or demos, you normally can take one, maybe if you're lucky 2 hits if they really make some weird ass moves and the distance is really big. But normally a regular hit of a pipe or a rocket does about, give or take, 100 damage, right? Let's take, for the sake of argument, let's say 100 damage. A scout has 125 health. May it be without the candy cane, you may be able to get out, potentially double jump, make some crazy moves and get out without having to die necessarily. If you are using the candy cane, that initial hit of 100 damage would have gotten 25% more damage on me, which means I would have gotten 125 damage on me, which means I am dead. So the candy cane sincerely or just completely destroys any chance that you may have of getting out or getting away from a soldier with a stock rocket launcher. Direct hits will completely destroy you without any question whatsoever. As well as of course the pipes. You are going to die. If you are fighting against a lot of soldiers, a lot of demo, or a combination of the two against, well, if they are on a server that potentially has an average skill level that is higher than a Valve server, you might want to avoid using the candy cane altogether. If you're playing against 1 or 2 demos, or soldiers for that matter, you can just avoid them and be happy nonetheless. Because soldiers and demos are always going to be there. They are very popular classes, and rightfully so. Unfortunately, the candy cane makes you more vulnerable to said classes, so be very careful with that. Also, I found a hat. It's a thing. I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, it's not an amazing hat, so I'm still gonna keep it, so don't ask me about it. I like hats, regardless of their looks. It's TF2, it's a hat simulator, what are you gonna do? Anyway, before we digress too much about hats and stuff, the positive side of the candy cane is why I actually found it to be very entertaining. Because making a kill gives you already a sense of reward, because you are making a kill. But the candy cane gives you an additional sense of reward by allowing you to spawn a small health pack on every kill you make, maybe with your primary, secondary, or of course the candy cane itself, which is kind of awesome. Like I said, it gives you an additional reward, and I am a big fan of that. I was really happy with that feeling. Unfortunately, you have to keep in mind that this feeling may steer you in a wrong direction, because initially, you know, for example right here, 2 soldiers, what the hell am I doing? I was so eager to get a kill, and I got a kill, but nonetheless, if it was anyone else perhaps, they would have gotten a kill on me, because I was too aggressive, I didn't flank properly. Not that you can flank properly at this space or this spot, I suppose, as a scout in that position that I was, but you have to keep your scout fundamentals in the back of your head. Because I was being way too aggressive in certain matches just to get the kill and get that small health back, even if I was full health. I was so eager to get that sense of reward that I was putting myself too much out there. As well as if you get a kill and the health pack spawns, you may have to consider actually picking it up or not. Because if you are going to pick it up all the time, you become a predictable target after you make a kill. So keep that in mind. But then again, the candy cane is not a weapon you should be using in a serious sense of the word, or a competitive sense of the word. It's a weapon that entertains you and gives you a certain sense of satisfaction, but I would not use it against good people or in competitive play whatsoever. Let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe for more content, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.